Hey students, this video is to introduce you to how to format a works cited page. So even though you've just begun your essay 3 assignment, when you when you turn in your 6 tentative sources to me on Sunday, they should be in the format of a works cited page because you are doing a works cited page for your essay 3. It's required, and it's required as part of your rough draft, but also, of course, required as part of your final draft. And so even if you end up changing some of the sources that you turn in on Sunday, I want you to go ahead and do a practice run of creating a works cited page so that you'll be familiar with it, you'll know how to do it, so that won't be something that you're worrying about at the last minute. You'll already have some practice at it. Okay, so on our Canvas module, I've put up a bunch of resources for you, and I'm going to talk about some of them in this video. Um, First of all, before we talk about how to format a works cited page, I just wanted to explain for a minute what MLA means. We talk about a lot about MLA format, and a lot of students don't know what that stands for. MLA stands for the Modern Language Association, which is the professional organization of literature scholars. And when we put something in MLA format, we're actually putting our papers and our works cited pages into a language that all these scholars agreed on, so that when they presented scholarly papers to each other, they would sort of be able to communicate in that language, basically. So a works cited page on a research paper is your list of sources, obviously, so that um, if somebody's reading your essay and they see a quote or a statistic and they're like, I don't know, is that true? Is that fact true? Where did this person get that information? They can look at your in-text citation, which we're going to be talking about more next week. That gives the author of the article and the page number, and they can flip over to your works cited page and get more information about your sources, so they can check your sources if they want to. So in whenever I'm getting students ready to write a works cited page, I usually like to go to the Purdue OWL website, which is a great resource for any questions you have about works cited pages. So you would just click on this link here. The OWL is just an acronym for um, online writing. Now I can't even remember what the acronym for OWL is, but Purdue is a university. Online writing lab, maybe? I can't remember. But anyway, we're going to click on their website. Online writing lab. Yeah. Okay. I don't know why I blinked on that. And we're going to go to this site, which has tons of different information, but this link will take you to the MLA sample works cited page, which is just where you need to be. And I usually like to start here because I think it's really good to look at um, a finished works cited page as you think about writing your own. And I want to point out some things. I'm actually this is fine what they have here, but I think it's even better to get a sense of what a finished works cited page looks like to go to the MLA sample paper, which I can see over here on the left. So I'm going to click on MLA sample paper. And I'm going to scroll through the sample paper once it opens. I'm going to close this video, which is a little distracting. See if this sample paper opens. Here it comes. Okay, so here's the sample paper, and I'm going to scroll through it until I get to the works cited page, which is here. And I'm wondering, I'm going to see if I can make this, can I make this bigger? It's a little small, but I'm going to try to open up um, this page a little bit more, make it a little bit bigger. And I want to just show you some things about this works cited page, which is, let me, which is I want you to notice the title of the works cited page. Um, it's amazing to me sometimes. For some reason, a lot of people really struggle with the title of a works cited page. And I just want you to notice a few things about it. It's not in quotations, it's not bolded, it's just centered in the middle of the page. The W is capitalized, the C is capitalized, and there's an S after the K because there are many works cited, not just one. That's all you need to do for the title of a works cited page. And if you do that, you're doing better than 70% of the people that turn in a works cited page. I apologize that this is um, formatted this way. I don't know why I can't show you the whole thing. But anyway, works cited in the middle. Notice that the works cited page continues the header from earlier in your essay. And the other thing I want to show you about this works cited page is I want you to notice, I'm actually going to go back to the original page we were looking at because it was easier, I think. So we've got, it doesn't show the header, this sample works cited page, but it does show the other parts of the works cited page pretty well. It should have a header. It does have a title centered, works cited. And then I want you to notice that each of these different entries starts all the way over on the left. But then as the entry continues, it has what's called a hanging indent. The information after the first line is indented, and every entry ends with a period. I also want you to notice that these entries are alphabetized according to whatever comes first in the entry. Usually a works cited page entry begins with the author's last name, comma, first name, period, and then the title. But occasionally a works cited entry starts with the title, like in this case, An Inconvenient Truth is a movie. It didn't have an author, so they started with the title of the movie. And occasionally you may find an article that has no author, in which case you will start with the title. Notice, so they're all alphabetized according to what comes first in the entry. Notice that An Inconvenient Truth starts with Anne, but entries on a works cited page are actually alphabetized according to the first important word. So not Anne or the, but in this case, inconvenient. What else do I want to show you about that? I guess that's it for now, but I think it's really important to kind of notice the layout of a works cited page so that you'll know how to approach it. So I'm going to close that for now. The other sort of resource I want you to be aware of is this handout from the GCC library with examples of works cited page entries for different sources. This handout, whatever type of source you may have an article from a magazine that you found in a database. You may have a newspaper article you found in a database. When you're in the database and you look at the citation, you'll be able to see where the article came from. And then that will tell you how to write your works cited entry. I know that many of you will be using a citation generator like the one available in the databases through the GCC library, and that's great. But what I want you to be aware of is sometimes the citation generator citations are incorrect in various ways. And so this is your source. This is the way you check those citations to make sure they're done correctly. For example, if one of your sources is a magazine article you found in a subscription database, which is just a database like ProQuest or something, you see it's the author's last name, comma, first name, period. Then you have the title of the article in quotation marks. the publication that published it, Time Magazine in italics, volume number and date, year it was published, if that's available, the page numbers, um, and the name of the database in italics. So this would be ProQuest if you were using ProQuest, and then the URL and a period. And the guidelines for writing all these entries are up here at the top. It kind of gives you step-by-step instructions for how you write a works cited page entry. Probably you'll be mostly working with the citation generator, and so you'll have that citation you got from when you were in the library database, and you will just be checking that citation against the different kinds of citations or entries they have here. And if you have any issues or questions, you can always ask me. But this is a really good resource to use as you check the MLA works cited entries you got from the citation generator. What else do I need to tell you? Then there are two videos here about how to set up a works cited page in either Microsoft Word or Google Docs. And there's also a little video here, it's a little imperfect, about how to set up your hanging indents in both Microsoft Word and Google Docs. And what that means is how to set up your entries so that once you start the entry, it indents automatically until you hit period and hit return. And if you learn how to do that, that will make the process of writing your works cited page and editing it, and also the process of writing your annotated bibliography and editing that, much easier. So make sure to watch that video too. I think that's it. I think that's all the resources I had to show you. I did kind of want to say, I'm thinking about the fact that you need a header on your works cited page. And I'm going to share my screen and just show you something because a lot of students get a little mixed up by that. So there are a number of ways. If your essay is 8 pages long and you've got your works cited page saved separately, you can just copy and paste your works cited page into your paper. You can insert a page break, which you'll want to do because the works cited page should start after a page break. So if you finish your essay at the top of page 9, you're going to insert a page break, which you can do right here. If it will let me, you do insert page break. And then you can paste your works cited page in. And if you have a header already set up on your essay, it will continue onto this new page. I think actually that's the best way to do it. I was going to suggest another way, but that probably makes the most sense. I think that's everything for what you need to know about how to write a works cited page. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know. I do just want to remind you that that I will only give you credit for your sources if they are on a draft of a works cited page. So do turn them in the format of a works cited page, because this is your practice run. It's 5% of your grade on your essay 3, and it's okay if you have a few little mistakes here and there, but this is the time to learn the format and practice using it.